Yeah, so I'm thinking about all this since we're all just here chilling. Can anyone top this? Jumping off of a pier?
How about playing chicken with cars at 50 miles per hour?
What about prom night? Stay around 3 a.m.?
Fooling around my dad's guns.
That's nothing. How about jumping out of a tree 36 feet tall?
Pretty crazy how things can change in an instant.
Yep, you never know. Wish we could all go back to the second before and make a better choice.
One night I went to a prom after party with a few friends. We probably didn't get to the party until around midnight. So when we left, it was pretty late at night, and I decided to recline my seat back, take off my seatbelt, and just sleep until we got home. And my friend that was driving fell asleep behind the wheel, and we hit the median.
It's devastating. After her surgery, we had her flown to Shepherd Center in Atlanta, Georgia, where she would do her rehabilitation, and just even pulling up to that rehab center was just sickening. Tragedy it just ruins lives.
And now I know you've always been.
We were just getting off work, and my boss was driving me home. We pulled out onto the road. All the other guys pulled out into the left lane, and we pulled out into the middle lane. My boss starts scraping against the other car, kind of being a little wild. He gets a little too close, and then he overcompensates and kind of pulls the car all the way to the right, passing the middle lane, passing the right lane, and hits the curb. The car then flips over once, landing on the driver's side. Neither of us had our seatbelts on, and both the windows were open. And I remember distinctly trying to pull myself through the sunroof, and I remember that I couldn't sit up straight. That was probably the first moment that I realized that something was very seriously wrong. That moment feels like a loss of control. It feels like you have, like the thing that you have the most control over, your body, suddenly you can't. It's probably one of the most frightening feelings ever.
Yeah, let's get out of Max. We were all jumping off the dock, and a couple of us dove a few times, and we did it a couple times, and then I did it one last time, and I just dove in, and just everything stopped. I just couldn't move at all, and I just started like freaking out. My eyes just opened up, and I didn't know. I knew what was going on. I was totally awake, but like I just couldn't do anything. And I was trying to yell for help, and I barely could. About after like 10 seconds, like finally one of my friends like picked me up, and like just thought I was just like playing around, you know, just because we usually play around like that. And I was like, no, man, something's really wrong. Like, I need help.
It was really scary. You know, one moment you're having fun, the next moment you're lying on the ground and you don't know what's going on. My cousin and I came down from New York City to spring break, and we wanted to take a couple of pictures with my dad's rifles, and we had cleaned like the gun, taken out all the bullets, thought we were, you know, there was nothing else in there, but we had forgotten that there was another, I guess a clip, you could say, and an extra bullet was in there. And you know, teenagers are curious, so we want to press the trigger, and she pressed the trigger, so the gun nudged her back, and it hit me in the right side of my neck.
A group of friends and myself decided that, as we did every year, we jumped out of a tree into a lake behind my house. With us, that was, our love was water sports and horsing around. And everyone thinks, you know, you can fall on the ground, you can break your foot, but you fall in the water, you're not going to break anything. And that's not true. I just happened to go a little beyond the point, and 36 feet up in that tree, the impact had shattered my spinal cord. And I just counted to 3, and on 3 I just closed my eyes and pushed off. And I ended up waking up looking face down in the water. With the sun hitting the water, it was just lots of rainbows and prisms, and I was going in and out of consciousness. And being the prankster that I was, my friends thought I was fooling around and realized that I was actually face down for a while, so they pulled me out and said, "Come on, get up," and that's at that point I knew.
My best advice to somebody who wants to do something slightly dangerous or a little off the wall, think about it first. Take one moment, 10 seconds at the most, and just think, what would happen if this went wrong? What would the worst that could happen?
I was running off the end of the dock and I was thinking to myself, should I dive in or should I just do like a 360? And I still think back, like if I would have just done the 360 and just jumped in like feet first, I would have been totally fine. I might have been able to play golf seriously or football. I was really planning on going to school to play football because I was just like really tall, and I just loved it, and I could catch really good. I was a receiver, played defense, everything. So I feel like I definitely missed out on that opportunity of doing what I really love most.
Okay, now you ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
And being able to get in and out of bed at my own leisure, that's one thing that I wish I could really do. And being able to drive. I have to rely on everyone else, so that's kind of hard. I didn't think it would happen to me, and the world proved me wrong. It can happen to anybody. I thought I knew everything when I was 18, and I would tell them to trust your better instincts. Really think about the choices you're going to make and how it'll affect you further, because you're young. And I had a lot of potential to do a lot of greater things with my life that I've kind of had to take a step back and work so much harder towards.
Having fun, you can have fun by doing many other things today. We could have had fun doing other things back then as well, but instead we decided to do extreme stuff, and now I'm sitting in a wheelchair and living my life in a wheelchair as opposed to being able-bodied and being precautious and thinking before acting on something that could be fun or something that could be an adrenaline rush.
You might think like, oh no, it won't happen to me, or I've done it before, but it might be that one time that you might do it again, and that might just change your entire life. You might have an accident, or not wearing your seatbelt, or like me, I thought there was no bullet in the gun, and there was. And we were curious, so we pressed the trigger, and just changed my life.
I love to go out and just do whatever and not worry about anything, thinking nothing could ever happen to me. But it really can, and you just have to be really careful and think about what you're doing before you actually do it, because everything can change in just 1 second and your life can just be ruined.
Hi, I'm Daryl Gwynn. I was injured in a race car, but spinal cord injuries can happen to anyone, anytime, anywhere, and they sure are devastating. These equal opportunity destroyers will change your life forever, along with the lives of everyone around you. I sure hope this video gives you that 1 second pause the next time you want to engage in risky behavior like playing with a gun or diving into unknown waters. At the Daryl Gwynn Foundation, we are dedicated to the prevention of spinal cord injuries, and we need your help. Spread the word about what you've seen here today. If you show this video to one friend and they show it to their family, the message will ripple out to all of Florida and beyond. It only takes 1 second to change your life. How are you going to use that time?